everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Uncle Tony's Viewpoint. Today we're going to do a little review on hockey, and we might even have a little answer for Darren who posed a question in his vlog earlier today. First, let's go over some hockey. A couple of games tonight ended up pretty well there. We now have a lot of series that are tied. Nashville and Jets are tied at 2-2. I can't believe Nashville blew, what was that, a three-goal lead the other night? Wow. That is amazing. So that series is tied now 2-2. And Rene, the game tonight, played really well. He had, 33 shots compared to 29 from Nashville on the Jets. So Rene finally, he stepped up. He hasn't been stepping up very well in the past few games, but he did on this one. Other game tonight was Caps and Penguins. I was happy to see the Pens win, but I didn't choose them to win the series. So that series is tied also at 2-2. Let me see. Bolts are also tied or they're not tied. I'm sorry. They're leading 2-1 over the Bruins, which we already expected that. Knights and the Sharks. Series is tied 2-2. That's a pretty even series there. The Knights blow out the Sharks 7-0 in their first game. Sharks come back and eke a controversial win in overtime because they say that there was a goalie interference. Questionable, I agree, possibly, whatever. Second night, again, another overtime winner. However, that one went to the Knights. Also a questionable goal in that one, I believe. And then last night, they lost 4-0 to the Sharks. So now we have 2 shutouts, 1 apiece, and 2 overtime wins, 1 apiece. So pretty even going back to Las Vegas, which if you follow hockey and if you followed the Knights this year, or even if you just listen to the news, you know that the Knights do really well at home. So the series could end this weekend in Vegas, hopefully in the Knights' for the Knights, or rather in their favor. If not, then I guess we'll be headed back to a Game 7 in San Jose. And what was the other thing that we were talking about? Oh, the hit, Ashton. Wilson on Ashton. Serge is sitting there saying that, we need to get rid of these hits. Do we? I mean, come on. It's hockey. It was a good hit. Watch the replay. There's one view that's coming from behind Wilson as he's going towards Aston, and it shows his face. He didn't catch him unknowingly. I can see if he's reaching back like this and he gets plowed, all right, then Wilson should make an attempt to not kill the guy. But Wilson has the puck. He looks forward. He sees him coming. You can see it in his face, okay, we're gonna go, and he drops his shoulder into him. Wilson just buried his shoulder better. So they both went at it. They both knew it was coming. Aston lost. So is that Wilson's fault? No, they both went at it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? If you don't want to get hit, then don't play hockey. Quit whining about, we need to change the rules. No, we don't. I agree that we should stay away from hitting the head. Part of that, who was it that I think Darren had mentioned that or was it Serge? Shoot. I think it was Serge that mentioned that it was the equipment that they're getting hit because of all the hard pads. And there's actually some validity to that. It's not so much that the pads are necessarily doing the hitting, it's that they're hard, like the elbow pads. They used to be a soft cushion, just like a pad right there. So when you foul, you just kind of cushioned it. And then they came out with the ones that have the hard cover over that pad. So it's a hard plastic cover. But it's not so much the pad that's doing the injury, it's the player. Because now, before you hit somebody, you felt it yourself. It wasn't just I'm going to go hit him and bounce off and keep going. You felt it. Scott Stevens actually talks about that in the way that people hit. He says that a lot of guys aren't hitting center mass, and that's why they're catching the head, because they're trying to shy away from it because they themselves don't want to feel the impact. They don't want to get hurt, so they're kind of trying to just clip them. And in clipping them, they end up missing the shoulder and catching the head. Whereas he says you should aim for the spine, straight center mass, and just hit them. And who else to know about hitting but Scott Stevens, right? So, and that's what he was saying, is that they're trying to protect their own selves from feeling the impact. And I think that's the kind of point of contention here, because with all the new padding, the shoulder pads, the elbow pads, you're so well padded, it doesn't hurt you. You can go 100 miles an hour into the glass, plow some guy and bounce right off and whoo-hoo, and off you go. So we're generating more speed because it hurts us less, or we'll say the hitter less. Does the plastic come into play hitting the other player? Sure, I'm sure it can, cut a lip, whereas the other one's a little softer. It's more like being hit with a boxing glove as opposed to just an open, closed fist. But I think it's part technique, and that we shouldn't be taking runs at guys. So when there was with the football and all the concussion syndromes in football, they had asked a big rugby coach in Australia, like, how is it that you guys don't have the concussion syndromes that we have in football, and you guys don't even wear helmets? And his answer was awesome. He said, you want to cure the concussion syndrome and the concussion, the tackling problems you have in football? Take away the helmets. Which is true. Take away the helmets. He goes, they'll learn to hit. They'll learn to tackle properly. And it's true. Again, it's the same kind of method, right? They have these helmets that they don't feel anything. They don't get any concussions themselves, which actually they do. But they don't feel any pain initially, so they just go head first, spearing a guy. We used to call them hit marks when you left your helmet mark on their jersey. And so again, I think it's the protective equipment that protects the hitter from feeling any pain. So do we need to get rid of the hits? Not necessarily. Perhaps we should cut back on the padding, and then that way, if you're going to go all out on somebody, well, then you're going to get hurt too. But again, with that said, we have, before I go over to that, I want to just hit, Serge said that the momentum was changing to the Sharks because they won one game. No, Serge, it's not changing. They won a game in overtime. They got lucky. The momentum hasn't changed. Still going to Vegas. They're going to lose. Okay, back on track with the injuries. Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. All right, so with that, we're completely wussifying sports. It's in our society where, you can't call me a name, or it's bullying. Everybody's so sensitive nowadays. Get over it. Suck it up, Buttercup. And it's bleeding into our sports. Darren asked a question the other day. Is the game better with the new rules, with speeding it up, with the clock? No, it isn't. As a matter of fact, baseball sucks. I kind of think all sports suck compared to hockey, but in any event. Baseball in particular, I used to play a lot of baseball. And I can't stand to watch it. I've always liked to play it more than to watch it, but now, after what was it, Chase Utley runs into Ruben Tejeda, breaks his leg, breaking up a double play. And I want you guys to YouTube that. YouTube Utley Tejeda slide. Utley is running down, from first to second, trying to break up a double play. He does his rolling takeout of Tejeda. But in the process, I guess Tejeda broke his leg. But nobody mentions the fact that Tejeda gave Utley a roundhouse knee to the jaw. Because he picks up the ball, and as he turns around, he completely clocks Utley in the face. Bounces his head back, which I wouldn't doubt that Utley got a concussion from that. If you watch the replay, watch it. He gets hit pretty hard. But they made a big deal because, Tejeda broke his ankle. So now there's a slide rule. Now you can't come in and slide and take out the second baseman. What the hell? That was the only manly part about baseball. It's one of the sports where there's still some sportsmanship left. For the simple fact that if you're winning 10-zip, you don't go, hitting home runs. You don't go stealing second base anymore. You just let the game end. You won. Okay, moving on. But again, we're losing that in all of this. We have to be sensitive. No, we don't have to be sensitive. That's the rule. When I was a kid playing, dude, you came in spikes high, and if you made the second baseman or the shortstop bleed, yes, you got a nice little pat on the back from the coach. Good job. You did your job. Now you can't even do that in the pros. Come on, you're getting paid millions of dollars. You can't get a little skin knee or a little fractured fibula. Get over it. And then also the sliding on the catcher. That's where the whole term. Don't stand on the train tracks when the train is coming. Now, because, what was it? Buster Posey broke his ankle. Oh, poor baby. Now we can't slide into the catcher. unless he has the ball, and unless there's all these rules. It's like an algorithm you have to follow. Another, can I hit the catcher? Can I not hit the catcher? Am I safe? Am I out? Come on. And I was watching an interview where they interviewed him and his wife. He's being interviewed along with his wife, and his wife just goes, he had more than enough room to go around him. And it was funny because Buster Posey goes, no, wait. That's a wife's perspective. Like, that's not me. It was kind of funny because I think he realized he was blocking the plate. The guy took him out, and he broke his ankle. And it was his own body weight. He went back and rolled, he rolled back on top of his own ankle. It's not like Cousins came and targeted his ankle and put all his weight on it. No, he just hit him. He did a regular collision at the plate, but Buster went backwards and his own weight, as he was kneeling on his knee, snapped his ankle. So you almost get the feeling that he's not too, how do you say, pissed off about it or blaming Cousins for it. It's like it's part of the game. Or I'm sorry, it used to be part of the game. Now, we have to I'm waiting for pretty soon, and instead of trophies, or the league trophies, everybody's going to get a participation trophy for baseball and for every other sport. Come on, really? Amazing. So anyway, do I think we need to take the hits out of hockey? No, we need to protect the players. I agree that hits to the head, they've ended too many careers. We need to stop that. I agree with that. But, again, how do you do it? You have stricter rules against it, stiffer suspensions, or do you take away some of the padding? I'm an advocate of take away some of the padding. Go old school, just nice soft little pads and off you go. I think that will kind of teach people to not go all out because you're going to get hurt yourself. But in any event, that's my rant. We'll see what the games are tomorrow. We have the Knights playing and the Bolts with the Bruins. We'll see. I think the Knights is going to be a pretty damn good game, as well as the Bolts. The Bolts are expected to win, so we'll see. But it should be interesting to see what happens tomorrow with the Sharks and the Knights. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys agree with baseball, with the new rules in baseball that protect the prima donna players, or if you think that baseball should be left alone. Just old school baseball, just like old school hockey, right? Just put a comment down below. Let us know what you think, and then we'll see how that goes. Thanks again. Give us a thumbs up if you like us. Don't if you don't. And we'll talk to you soon.